Hey, it's Tom Jackomas with the Power Networking Club here with Power Partner Solomon Pratt, owner of solomonsfitnessworld.com and master trainer. Solomon, what are we going to talk about today?
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me. Today, we're going to talk about 4 ways you can burn more fat from your workout.
Awesome. Let's get started.
Excellent. So number 1 is if you focus on doing compound movements over isolation movements. So when I mean compound movements, that's exercises that works more muscles than exercises that just only do one. So like squats. Squats are an example of a compound movement. It works your quads, it works the glutes, it works the hamstring, and it works the core. So it works more muscles. And I'm gonna give you an example of somebody doing like an isolation movement. That's like you're doing you're sitting down, you're doing curls. So this would be known as an isolation movement. It has its place, but if a person is trying to go and burn more fat in a faster time, you would get more bang for your buck by doing compound movements. So you'll be able to get results faster. So that's number 1, is do compound movements over isolation movements. Number 2 is for you to incorporate supersets. Supersets are when you do another exercise back to back after doing your first sets. Let me give you an example. Let's say if you're basically doing the bench press, and after you finish your first set of 10, you're going to basically go right into doing another set with very little to no break. And that's going to put more time and attention on your muscles to help you burn more fat and build more muscle. So that's doing a superset right after your regular exercise. So that's number 2. Number 3 is you can incorporate an element of cardio into your strength training session. Let's say if you're going to basically do squats, and right after you finish up doing your 10 reps of squats, you can go into walking in place, or doing jumping jacks, or doing jumping squats right after your first set of regular squats. That'll put more time and attention, and that'll also have you to elevate your heart rate and burn more fat and build more muscle during that same session. So that's number 3. That's very effective. I do that a lot with my clients when they come down to, I have them to use the bands. I have them to do different type of kicks. One example is I have a client to do squats. Right after her squats, I have her to do, some side kicks or some roundhouse kicks, and that's putting more time and attention. And then she's working the muscle more. So she's getting better gains and make a big difference. So that's number 3, is to incorporate an element of cardio into your strength training session. Number 4 is you can do weight training first, and right after your weight training session, do cardio. Let's say if you got 4 exercises that you have to do for your training session, and then after that, though, you're going to do cardio. You're going to get on the treadmill for 20 or 30 minutes. And right after that, though, what happens is by you doing the strength training session first, you drain your glycogen level. Glycogen is the stored energy in your liver. So by you basically doing the strength training session first, your glycogen levels are drained, so then your body can go straight toward burning fats. So you get the best of both worlds. So if you did your workout first, the strength training session first, then after you would get on the treadmill, or you would get on the bike for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even 40 minutes, and you would get the best of both worlds, and your body would burn even more fat during that training session. So when I come out to my clients, I use all of these tips. I said my client's body can change faster. And the bands also helps more with it too, because the bands incorporate using more stabilizer muscles and using your core muscles. So those are 4 tips you can do to burn more fat during every workout.
Well, those are awesome tips. And I got to tell you, since I've started working with you, we've only known each other since we met at a January 6th event, and just in these first 4 weeks, I'm feeling phenomenal. Those bands are like nothing I ever imagined they would be. The way they work every fiber of your muscle, and the way that you're incorporating, you want to talk about that a little bit? You incorporate a little bit of self-defense techniques, punching and kicking into your workouts. And I told you. We're going to be at Papa Joe's tomorrow. I want you to show, especially the ladies, some self-defense techniques.
Sure.
In terms of jabs. So talk about what that does in the workout.
Sure. Perfect. So actually, I use it a few different ways. One way is I have clients to basically before their strength training session, I have them to warm up doing dynamic movements, like we just said, the martial arts, them practicing their jab, they're stepping forward, they're stepping backwards. That's a dynamic movement to get your body warmed up. A lot of people mess up by basically, like we covered the other week, doing static stretches first before your workout, but that's actually wrong. Fitness professionals know that you do dynamic movements first to get your body warmed up, such as walking in place, jumping jacks, boxing, so you do that first to get your body warmed up. And after you do what we call static stretches, when you're basically holding a stretch for a period of 25 seconds or longer. So I like to have people to do the martial arts to release some stress, for them having to hit the pads, to work on the jab, their cross, different movements, different martial arts. They help them to release some stress and have their body be warmed up before the workout. Or then too, I like to have a person to use both to practice their step jab, like I have them do in the app, where you basically put the ankle bands on your feet and then you practice, your boxing, that incorporating and to get the body warmed up even faster. So yeah, so I like to have people to use and do the dynamic movements to get the body warmed up first. And then that also, what that does is, that also helps your body don't get injured. So by you basically getting the body warmed up, but not too loose, your muscles are going to be able to push and contract better. Another example, let's say if a person is a runner and then the runner is stretching for long periods of time, holding it, doing static stretches first, he or she is not going to be able to run as fast because his muscle is too loose. So, so you want your muscles to be warmed up, but not too loose, because your muscles have to push and contract. So I go over all that with my clients. I like to break down the science. I like to keep it simple. The more simpler, the better people can implement and they can get better results.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You keep it very simple, straightforward. I love the way that you illustrate the movements on your online training. I'm doing your online training. I know you and I are meeting once a week, doing some one-on-one, and I've never felt better in my life. I was a workout in my 20s and 30s, and I kind of got out of shape here, especially in this past COVID year. Even though I was working 7 days a week, it's just bad habits, right? Just lack of, you can be working 7 days a week, but that's not exercise, right? You need to.
Exactly. So it's all about having a lifestyle change. I know how it is when you're a business owner, when you're working the business, but your health is still important, because you come out to a certain point that if your health is not in order, you can't make money for the business. So it's going to cost you more later. Even to a person, sometimes I got certain clients, all they have is half an hour. So I give them a half an hour workout that is very intense and effective. So it's really important, the intensity of your workout. That's the number one thing. You can have, a half an hour workout and it's so intense and so right to the point, you can get better results from that than like an hour and a half BS workout, so it's all about the intensity and the quality. You're doing good. So so we're gonna keep up the good work. And then like I said, so you're part of the best team, the Solomon Fitness World team.
We the best.
Yep, he said it. We the best. So I got you covered though. So everybody, so they're gonna see you. So in the next few months, I'm gonna keep training you hard. You're gonna keep learning more. You're gonna keep implementing these habits. Just take time. It takes a person really about 3 months of doing something consistent to make it a habit. Just 1 month is not enough. It's not. It takes really 3 months.
That's absolutely right. That's why I've been posting on my social media that, like yesterday was February 1. That's really the beginning, because what happens in the month of January, 98% of the people that made a resolution to get in shape have all given up. Right?
Oh my God, yes, pretty much. And it's sad, but yeah, just that most people, this is the main thing that messes up most people. Most people think that, actually, I was going to cover this too. I'm going to cover this right now. Most people think that you actually have to enjoy working out to get results. With me, I'm fortunate that I actually enjoy working out, because this is the time I get to spend with myself. I get to get my mind, body, and spirit riding on the same horse. So I actually love working out. But even if a person don't love working out, they just have to understand that this is a part of life. You're training yourself to deal with the resistance in life. So that's what you're doing. So some people don't like to work out, but they understand, okay, if I don't challenge my body is going to be soft. I'm not going to look good. I'm not going to feel good. People are not going to give me a certain amount of respect. So you have to just understand that you don't have to love working out to have a fit body. You just have to understand that this is required for you to be on top of your game mentally, physically, and spiritually.
It's absolutely right. It's just as vital as getting up in the morning, getting dressed, and having a good, healthy breakfast and eating good. It's part of a lifestyle. It's not something you got to take lightly and do it maybe once or twice a week. If you want to be all in and be 100% productive all the time, you need to exercise. You need to feel good.
Yep, exactly. You need to challenge yourself. And yeah, just that a person, have to just work on to say, okay, not just doing stuff based off of how you feel. Imagine this time. Imagine if people only fed their kids whenever they felt like it. Your kids would die. Your kids would starve. If you went to work only when you felt like it, you would starve. So you got to have that same type of mindset of discipline to apply that to your body. Even if you don't feel like, okay, this needs to be done for me to perform at a certain level of greatness. And that's what I teach my clients, like you. So you're doing good.
That's great advice. I am listening to everything you're telling me. I want anyone listening to go to solomonsfitnessworld.com and connect with Solomon, get a pair of bands, do the online training if you can, but at the very least, get a pair of bands and stop by one of our events. Solomon is going to be with us at Papa Joe's tomorrow, February 3rd in Orland Park, and we're going to start Solomon's own Power, Health, and Wealth Expo every month in the Oak Park area. We are going to lock down a location and start promoting that heavily. So watch solomonsfitnessworld.com and powernetworkingclub.com for more information. Solomon, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Don't forget the pads. Let's get everybody.
I'll bring it.
Yeah, let's get everybody pumped up and teach them a little self-defense. These are tense times, and especially the ladies need to learn some basic maneuvers to protect themselves. And I'm looking forward to doing that tomorrow, Solomon.
Yes, I sure am. And then for everybody out there listening, I have a special gift for you all. So if you purchase any one of my bundle orders, if you enter discount code POWERTEAM, you will save 10% on your order. Awesome. So that's the gift from me to y'all.
Yeah, go to our solomonsfitnessworld.com, put in Power Team, and get
you'll save 10% on your bundle order.
All right, buddy. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yes, I got you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
We the best.
We the best.